It's the M.L.M for the Soul channel, and before I begin with my new topic for today, I would like to say that may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And some people I'd like to thank who have helped me on my journey. And if I forget to mention one of you, I apologize, but there will be links below this video for everyone. They are Rabbi Shalom Arush, Rabbi Lazer Brody, Rabbi Yossi Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Yuval Ovadia, Rav Daniel Asore, Rabbi Alona Nava, Nisim Baruch Black, David Sachs, and Jews for Judaism, Rabbi Michael Skobac. I think that's everyone, and those have all been enlightening in many different ways with, you know, just getting people closer to Hashem and following the Torah and doing what's right. So today I'm going to be talking about the Parashat that we just had this past Shabbat, and I have my wonderful Stone Edition Tanakh, which is right here that you can see, and I'll have links, and this is from ArtScroll, and I'll have a link to this. So this includes everything. It's a smaller book. It's a pocket edition, so the words are much smaller, and not everyone maybe is wanting to read something with such small print, but I like that it's all one concise book. It just has a little bit of commentary underneath. It doesn't have a lot, but I like it. So this past Parashat was Parashat Eikev, and there's many different things that are spoken of in the Parashat, and what I am going to focus on is a part of it which I actually read every day after my Shacharit, my morning prayers, which is called Parshas Yira. So the title for today is going to be Parshas Eikev, but based on what does Hashem ask of you? I guess that could be the topic for today. What does Hashem ask of you? So, you know, I find that, you know, there of course are commentaries on the Torah, but I find when you read just the explanation, just the basic explanation, it's pretty straightforward and understanding. So if you've never actually read the Torah, just the basic Torah, what it means, it's a good idea to do that, because if you didn't understand things, I mean, there's going to be deeper meanings, but just the basics, it's like, wow, it really opens you up to see that Hashem is telling you what He wants you to do, and it's really straightforward. So I'm going to read some of this. I'm actually going to read it, I think, in English, because I think it'll take too long to read the Hebrew and the English and to go delve into it, because there's a bit that I want to read. So it goes like this in English explanation. Now, O Israel, what does Hashem, and instead of saying G-O-D, I'm just going to say Hashem again. What does Hashem ask of you? Only to fear Hashem, to go in all His ways and to love Him and to serve Him with all your heart and with all your soul. So in Hebrew, I want to just read that pasuk. V'ata Yisrael ma Hashem Elokecha shomer v'yimach ki lira et Hashem Elokecha la'lechet b'chol drachav la'ava oto la'avot et Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha. So here Hashem is telling you what He wants from you. He's not just telling you, okay, figure it out yourself. Basically, this whole book is to tell you what to do, how to live. And so what does He ask of you? To fear Him, to go in His ways and to love Him and to serve Him with all your heart and with all your soul. So He's telling you that that's what you need to do. So fear, you know, it's not like fear like, oh, I have to be afraid of Him like you're afraid of someone that comes to rob you. It's more the fear of that you're not following what Hashem wants, and that in the end, to me, it's more about the shame and the embarrassment when we leave this world and we have to own up to everything we've done and see it, and it's going to really bother us that we didn't make the changes. So now is the time where we can. So then it goes on, with all your heart, with all your soul, to observe the commandments of Hashem and His decrees, which I command you today for your benefit. So He's telling you, if you observe my commandments, you will benefit from it. And then He goes on. And don't forget, this is a Sefer Dvarim, so it's Moshe Rabbeinu saying all this. But of course, everything is from Hashem. There's nothing that's, you know, not divinely given that is actually written in any of the Torah. So, behold, to Hashem are the heaven and the highest heaven, the earth and everything that is in it. So everything belongs to Him. Only your forefathers did Hashem cherish to love them, and he chose their offspring after them, you, from among all the peoples as this day. So he's saying that Hashem cherished all the forefathers, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and then he chose their offspring from everyone else. You shall cut away the barrier of your heart and no longer stiffen your neck, because it says that Bnei Yisrael Am Kasher, if they have a stiff neck, they kept going against Hashem and fighting against Hashem, and that made Hashem very angry. For Hashem is of the powers and the Lord of the lords, the great, mighty, and awesome Hashem, who does not show favor, and he does not accept a bribe. So when this is talking about that he doesn't show favor, means that greater the person's status and opportunity to do good, the more demanding his Hashem is demanding of you. The higher level you are, the more he demands from you. He carries out the judgment of orphan and widow and loves the proselyte, that's the ger, to give him bread and garment. You shall love the proselyte, I might be pronouncing it wrong, for you were strangers in the lands of Egypt. So saying a ger, we were strangers, so we're in the same boat, so to speak. We're not any different from them. Hashem shall you fear, him shall you serve, and to him shall you cleave, and in his name shall you swear. Well, we don't make any swears really, but meaning that Hashem is the only one. You serve him, you fear him, you cleave to him, you follow his Torah. He is your praise, and he is Hashem, who did for you these great and awesome things that your eyes saw. So everyone saw that in Mitzrayim, in Har Sinai, all these things. With 70 souls did your ancestors descend to Egypt, and now Hashem has made you like the stars of heaven for abundance. And then it goes on, you shall love Hashem, and you shall safeguard his charge, his decrees, his ordinances, and his commandments all the days. You shall know today that it is not your children who do not know and who did not see the chastisement of Hashem, his greatness, his strong hand, and his outstretched arm, his sign and his deeds that he performed in the midst of Egypt, to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his land. So here Hashem's talking about chastisement, and what's chastisement? Musar. So throughout the Torah, I don't remember all the specific places, but I should probably keep track of it. Hashem talks about Musar. So how is it that people are not okay to receive Musar? Hashem tells us we're doing wrong. Hashem's telling us to correct. So of course, we need to relay it in a kind way, which is the way Hashem is, but still people need to hear this. This is very important. This is the words of the Torah. And then it goes on, and what he did to the army of Egypt, to its horses and its chariots, over whom he swept the waters of the sea of reeds, when they pursued you, and Hashem caused them to perish until this day. And what he did for you in the wilderness until you came to this place. And what he did to Dustin and Aviram, the sons of the Eliav and Reuben. So he goes on to say all the miracles that happened when the earth opened its mouth wide and swallowed them and their households, etc., etc. And then it says, rather it is your own eyes that see all the great works of Hashem which he did. So you shall observe the entire commandment that I command you today, so that you will be strong and will come to possess the land to which you are crossing to possess it. So when he says entire commandment, he's meaning the whole Torah. Like, he can't pick and choose and say, oh, this one I like, this one I don't, this one works for me. It's not how it works. The Torah is our book, is our instruction manual. Basically, we don't have everything today to follow because we don't have the Beis HaMikdash, but we should have it speedily in our days. Amen. But we still have things that we have to keep, that we can't decide that just because it doesn't work for us. And it's very sad. I was thinking about that today on Shabbat before I recorded this video. It's just very sad how people have fallen away. The generations, they keep getting more into the culture of the world and forgetting about the Torah. And then each generation gets less and less. So if you don't keep, then your children don't keep because you don't teach them that. And then it keeps dropping off and off and off. And eventually generations pass and people don't even know that they're Jewish. They're totally like secularized and integrated into the rest of the world. So that's what I wanted to share. It then goes on with a portion of Shema. I'm not going to read that right now, but basically this is in Parashat Eikev. What I read to you, and I'll have a link to what I read, is from it's Perek Yud. It's Psukim Yud Beis through Chaf Beis, and then part of Perek Yud Aleph through Pasuk Yud. So basically, what is Hashem telling us? That we have to follow His ways. We have to fear Him. We love Him, but we have to instill in ourselves to know that Hashem, whatever He asks of us to do, is for our benefit. In the end, He will give us the good. I think that it says it here too. I don't know if it was in this parsha. But the interesting thing too is, if you keep thinking about it, if we follow, I think it does say this at the end of the parsha, that if you follow Hashem and follow His ways, walk in His ways and to cleave to Him, He will drive out all the nations from before you. So the idea is, all you have to do is observe, he says again, the entire commandment I command you. So basically, what's the issue? If I wish everyone in the world, every Jew, whether they're connected to Hashem or not, whether they're secular, religious, they would read some of what this is, just the plain text, and see that Hashem is telling us exactly what will happen to a T. If we follow His ways, He will take care of everything. We don't need to have the armies and the machinery and the weapons and tanks and on, spend all this money. Hashem will do it for us if only we would go to Him, observe His commandments, follow what He says, love Him, and also acknowledge Him. That's the most important thing. We have to always thank Hashem and know that He is doing everything. Even in this parasha, it talks about it's not kochi v'otzim yadi. It's not you. It's not your might. It's not your strength. It's only Hashem's strength. He is the one that is basically helping us with everything that we do. There's nothing that we do on our own. So we have to attribute everything that we have, everything we do, all our abilities. You know, even me talking to you now, I'm basically, like a rabbi today in the shul I was in, his name was Rabbi Shoche, was saying, I'm speaking out loud to myself, and hopefully you will hear me. I mean, like, you'll hear what I say too. Like, I'm speaking this for myself out loud, so it helps me retain it, because this is all for me too. But the idea is that it'll reach further than me, that you'll also take it in and hopefully do something with it. But basically, I'm giving myself Musar. I'm giving out loud, because out loud it seems to be stronger for myself. But again, it's for everyone else as well. And I just want to say in closing that I hope that we all come to love Hashem, to fear Hashem, to follow all His commandments, and know that in the end it will be benefiting for us, and that He will bring the Mashiach, and that we'll all merit to live it and see it speedily in our days, and the rebuilding of the Beis HaMikdash. Thanks for watching.